Okay, students, the last class continuations. First of all, last class Entamoeba Histolytica. So, Entamoeba Histolytica. What is the Entamoeba Histolytica? Where is the living in Entamoeba Histolytica? So, how many distinct stages of Entamoeba Histolytica? Which type of the disease causes the disease in Entamoeba Histolytica? Already previous class discussed. So, now we are going to discuss about the Entamoeba Histolytica life cycle. So, Entamoeba Histolytica, how many distinct stages? 3 distinct stages. First one, tropozoid stage. Second one, free cystic stage. Third one, cystic stage. So, one by one stages. Tropozoid is the active, motile stage, feeding and pathogenic stage. And the free cystic stage, non-motile, the non-pathogenic stage in the free cystic stage, and then third one, cystic stage. The cystic stage, this is also non-feeding but a pathogenic stage. The non-motiles in the cystic stage. The cystic stage is surrounded by the outer membranes in the cyst wall is formations, hence the name is called cystic stage. The cystic stage of the Entamoeba Histolytica, how many nucleus formation? 4 nucleus. The 4 nucleus in the tetranucleate stage. The tetranucleate stage in the last class already we discussed clearly. So, now the Entamoeba Histolytica life cycle. So, Entamoeba Histolytica life cycle, first one, the life cycles. Where is the living in Entamoeba Histolytica? Entamoeba Histolytica that lives in large intestine or small intestine? Large intestines, mucosa and submucosa. Entamoeba Histolytica that lives in large intestines, mucosa and submucosa layers. So, life cycles, the tropozoid, already tropozoids, this is the feeding stage and motile stage and pathogenic stage. The tropozoid stage, tropozoids, this is the tropozoid. The tropozoids undergoes, tropozoids means one nucleus, and this is the motile stage, the feeding and pathogenic stage. This stage of the tropozoids undergoes the binary fissions. Binary fission are multiple binary fissions. First times the tropozoids binary fissions. Binary fission means 2 parts divide. Tropozoids binary, bi means 2 parts divide. The 2 parts divides the 2 parts. The 2 nucleus, only 1 nucleus. Tropozoids have only 1 nucleus, and the tropozoids then after binary fissions 2 nucleus in formation. This is 1 nucleus, this is another 1 nucleus. The 2 nucleus. So, tropozoids binary fissions, then after so multiple fissions. So, multiple fissions increases number. So, increases the numbers tropozoids, or population increases the tropozoids. The tropozoids, one tropozoid, so number of tropozoids formations, then after the multiple binary fissions. First times the binary fissions 2 tropozoids, so nucleus, 2 nucleus is formations, then after so multiple fissions, number of tropozoids formations, the small sizes, each one tropozoids feeds in the host cells and the debris and the blood cells to other cells also. The maximum growth, attain the maximum growth, so maximum growth, attain the maximum growth, mature tropozoids. Then after multiple binary fissions, so each one tropozoids, the starting stage, the small size of the tropozoids, feeds on the host tissues and cells and debris and blood other cells also. The maximum growth in their development, attain the maximum growth. So, attain the maximum growth in the mature tropozoids in the formations. So, mature tropozoids transforms into the free cystic stage. Free cystic stage, this is also only 1 nucleus. The free cystic stage 1 nucleus. So, non-feeding, non-motiles, so non-pathogenic stage in the free cystic stage. The free cystic stage transforms into cystic stage. Cystic already, tropozoid stage already discussed, free cystic stage already discussed, and cystic stage already discussed. Cystic stage only one nucleus. At the end of the cystic stage, nucleus 2 times. How many times? 2 times binary fissions. One time binary fission 2 nucleus, then second time binary fissions 2 nucleus. Total 4 nucleus is formation. Cystic stage, the end of the cystic stage, this nucleus, cystic stage of the nucleus 2 times binary fissions. The 4 nucleus is formation. This stage is called tetranucleate cyst. Tetranucleate cyst or tetranucleate stage is formation. This stage, tetranucleate stage of the Entamoeba histolytica. So inside the large intestines, and then after tetranucleate cyst or tetranucleate stage, then after come out along with the fecal matter. Tetranucleate cyst or tetranucleate stage of the Entamoeba histolytica come out along with fecal matter, or stools, come out along with stools or fecal matters, and reaches the new host. Come out along with fecal matter surrounding the places, human beings in the feces, in the fecal matters in any places, and come out the tetranucleate cyst. The tetranucleate cyst reaches the new host through the contaminated food and contaminated water. So new host means new healthy man's. So healthy man's, whenever the healthy man's contaminated food, the consumes the food materials. Which type of food materials? Human beings consumes the contaminated food and contaminated drinking waters. So the stages of the tetranucleate stage, they reaches the new host, they are new mans or new host, the new human beings, and reaches to finally the intestines, the small intestines. The small intestines, inside the small intestines, and they gets small intestines. So this stage, already this stage of the small intestine for tetranucleate stage. The tetranucleate stage, they enter the new host, reaches to new host. Immediately the cyst walls around the cyst wall is formation. The cyst wall, that gets ruptured inside the trypsin enzymes. So inside the react with the trypsin enzymes inside the small intestines. Whenever the consumes the human beings, the contaminated food and contaminated drinking waters, reaches to finally and mouth, esophagus, stomach, and finally small intestines. The small intestine releases the trypsin enzymes. The trypsin enzymes get cyst wall ruptured, and the releases the metacyst, tetranucleate stage or metacyst amoebas, they releases inside the small intestines, and next finally reaches to the large intestine. The large intestines, the metacysts. So metacyst one times mitotically divisions. So metacyst, how many nucleus? 4 nucleus. So metacyst one time mitotically divisions. The 4 plus 4, how many nucleus? 8 nucleus. So 8 nucleus, each one nucleus verify some bit of cytoplasm. Each one nucleus, 4 nucleus, 8 nucleus, first of 8 nucleus, the formation. Each one nucleus, there's some bit of cytoplasm, periphery the bit of cytoplasm. One amoeba is formations or entamoeba is formation. This stage is called amoebulae stage, because the simulation resembles to the amoeba. So hence the name is called amoebulae stage. So amoebulae stage, then the next, so how many daughters? 8 daughter entamoebas. 8 daughter entamoebas in the formation. Each one entamoebas. So next, the maximum, the slowly gradually increases the size, the growth and development. So each one daughter entamoeba, the finally tropozoites, transforms into the tropozoites. Each one daughter entamoeba, so transforms into the tropozoites. Tropozoites Once again, another one, life cycles, the continuations, the tropozoites. So tropozoites and transforms in the free cystic stage and transforms the cystic stage, and next tetranuclear stage, then after come out along with the fecal matter, and come out along with the fecal matters, only stay in the outsides only 10 days. Within the 10 days, or 8 or 10 days, so it cannot reaches the new host, so then after die. So within the 10 days they reaches to the new host immediately. So then next they started the next cycles, so started the next cycles, Entamoeba life cycles. The finally get ruptures the cyst walls and come out into the large intestines, metacyst formation. Metacyst, once again mitotically divisions, 8 daughter entamoebas. So 8 daughter entamoebas, the small sizes of the entamoebas, they gradually, so the slowly growth and development, maximum growth. So maximum growth in the tropozoites formations. The tropozoites transforms in the binary fissions, then after free cystic and cystic stage, the repeated cycles in Entamoeba Histolytica. It is clear. So next, pathogenicity. So pathogenicity, Entamoeba Histolytica, so finally reaches the large intestines, the mucosa and submucosa cells or layers in the damages, so automatically the ulcers formations. So ulcers formations, sometimes the Entamoeba Histolytica feeds on the host, the large intestines walls completely damages, and the mucosa cells and submucosa cells, the debris and blood cells also the feeds upon the Entamoeba Histolytica. Then after ulcers and stomach ache, sometimes the stomach ache and weakness causes the diseases amoebiasis. So amoebiasis disease, they caused by the Entamoeba Histolytica. So amoebiasis disease or dysentery, the dysentery disease, the pathogenicity, the causes the disease amoebiasis or dysentery, because the ulcers formation sometimes and stomach ache and amoebiasis, the dysentery. So dysentery, the decent water fluid like the fecal matters releases the bowel movement of the Entamoeba Histolytica, bowling movement in the Entamoeba Histolytica. This condition is called pathogenicity. And next, extra-intestinal migrations. So extra-intestinal migrations, actually Entamoeba Histolytica finally reaches to the small intestine, next to large intestines. The large intestines, the damages the mucosa cells and the submucosa cells, sometimes holes formation of the large intestines, they come out large intestines they come out. Extra means intestine outside. Actually inside the intestines, the Entamoeba Histolytica live inside the intestine. Sometimes Entamoeba Histolytica come out the intestines. This is called extra intestine. Extra means outside. Which outside is the intestines outside. So sometimes Entamoeba Histolytica come out the intestines, so reaches to the bloodstream. The blood reaches to the bloodstream, enter into the liver and blood. Livers and so this is the liver and so this is the lungs. So liver and lungs reaches to the liver and lungs, and finally the brains also attack. So liver and lungs and brains reaches sometimes. So this is also the liver damages and hepatocytes and lungs damages the Entamoeba Histolytica. See the life cycle of Entamoeba Histolytica. And the last in the prophylaxis, they using boiled and filtered water, and next washing the hands before the meals, and next using septic tanks and toilets, the prophylaxis, So this is the prevention of the amoebiasis. Prevention of the amoebiasis, the prophylaxis using boiled and filtered water and washing hands and using septic tanks. This is the Entamoeba histolytica life cycles. The Entamoeba histolytica, very important question, long questions. The previous class and this class they completed 2 classes, only 1 questions. So this must listen to carefully and write downs and diagram, practice the diagrams. So this is the Entamoeba histolytica. Next class, next continuation.